Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I just want to have a little bit of an intro with you guys explaining the fact that I am having a brand new documentary come out at the end of the week. Next Saturday I will be releasing a brand new documentary on Amateur Hour Films, or the Wangers. If you guys have heard of them, go check out their channel. I basically made a documentary exploring their journey through filmmaking, from their very beginning, early days of film, to where they are at now with their short films and their sketches and everything that they do. I'm a big fan. I made a documentary for school and it's finally being released next Saturday. And if you're a Patreon of theirs, it is actually released right now. You can go to their Patreon and watch it immediately. You can watch it right now if you guys want. So get hyped, get excited, guys, and if you want to see it without paying anything, don't worry, it will be out next Saturday. So I just wanted to let you guys know that this is coming out, and I'm very excited, and I think you guys should be excited too. So subscribe, make sure you guys look out for that video coming out next week, and let's get right into this video that I recorded a day ago. So if you see a change in clothes, that's why. Let's just jump right into the topic today, which is your favorite actress or actor's movie. And my favorite actor is probably going to be Jake Gyllenhaal. I kind of bounce between a bunch of different people, but for the series, I already did Donnie Darko, and I wanted to explore more of Jake Gyllenhaal's filmography. I also did Prisoners, which I love Prisoners as well. That might be one of my favorite performances of his, but by far, my favorite Gyllenhaal movie is Nightcrawler. If you guys don't know what Nightcrawler is, I will be getting to spoilers. I highly recommend you guys watch this movie. It's directed by Dan Gilroy, who has since made some mediocre films. Velvet Buzzsaw I do not like at all. I actually have a review. One of my earliest reviews I made on this channel, I hated that movie, and I actually did mention Nightcrawler, of me loving that movie so much in that review. And he also did John Israelite, or something like that, with Denzel Washington. I can't remember the exact name of it, but I did not watch this movie. But for a directorial debut, Nightcrawler is an excellent film, just boasted and elevated by Jake Gyllenhaal's incredible performance. So I want to really get into his psyche in this video because he's a fascinating character. So Gyllenhaal plays Louis Bloom, who really has no sense of purpose in his life. You know, he's a very odd character you see at the beginning of the film, and he's not afraid to cheat, lie, and steal, and possibly even hurt people to get what he wants, or to get what he thinks that people want in life, because he's really disassociated with humanity in terms of the fact that he studies people and he really does understand people. There's a point towards the end of the movie where a character says that you don't understand people. You don't know how to talk to them. You don't get it. But I do think he does get it. The problem is he is so separated from that he's studied humanity, and he studied that our habits and what we do and why we do things that we do, and he tries to mimic that, but he can't quite get it because he's just off. And many people call him a sociopath in this movie, and I would tend to agree with that. He's a very frightening character towards the end of the film, but at the beginning you kind of do side with him in a little way. You root for him because he's trying to get some place in life, and at first you think that he just can't hold on to a job. He tries to get a job at this construction place, and he lied to sell him some supplies, so of course he's not going to hire him, and he knows that he works best for himself. He's not going to work for anybody else. And when he sees Bill Paxton's character, driving to crime scenes and recording and filming the horrific scenes that he sees, he thinks that he could possibly do that. He's listening to police scanners, he's following them, and he becomes a Nightcrawler, or a Skinner, or a Skimmer? Scanner? I'm not sure what the term is, but he starts to do this, and he gets really, really good at it because, like he says in the movie, he's a very fast learner. He's very dedicated and persistent in anything that he does, and since he's so analytical in that way, he becomes an expert at it. But the difference that holds him different between Bill Paxton's character and himself is the fact that he has no emotions. He's a sociopath, so he will break barriers, and he won't care what other people think about him going into crime scenes and tampering with evidence and moving bodies just to get the shot right. He comes up into this horrific car accident scene, and he goes up on top of this hill and he tries to point the camera down at it, and he kind of gives the scene a look. Like, maybe you think he's horrified by what he's seeing, but no, he sees that the body could just be a few feet over and into the light, and it'd just be the perfect shot. And that's what he does. And whenever any character kind of gets under his skin, he loses it. He loses it twice in this movie, which is Maybe 3 times. He almost loses it a third time. The first time is early on in the film with the security guard. He's trying to cut the fences so he can sell it to, the construction site that he tries to get a job for and fails at. And it's kind of left ambiguous as to what he does to that security guard. You see him briefly attack him, and I would honestly say maybe he did kill him, because obviously we see later in the film that he's willing to go in some pretty dark places to get people potentially killed just for the shot, for the camera. That scene was almost... It threatened his ability to be out in public and to live. And so I guess in that threatening way, maybe he can take the step to actually kill somebody himself, but it is largely debated online of whether or not he killed the security guard. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think about that. But he loses it in that first scene because he loses all control, and he's really all about control. And later in the film, when Rene Russo's character kind of gets the upper leg on him, and he loses more power again, and he freaks out, and he screams into the mirror, and he breaks it. And that's another terrifying scene, especially with the score and with his performance, especially when he freaks out in the mirror. That is such a great performance, and you're just it kind of teases you that this guy is not right, and that this guy really is terrifying. And I would say that this film is probably my favorite movie that's about the villain. I think Jake Gyllenhaal's character is the villain of the story. He's not a good dude, but the story is told through his perspective. And so anything that happens in the movie, even the music, is kind of pointed towards rooting for him, even though the film is very much against him in ways, because what he does is wrong, and he's creepy to Rene Russo's character. But what I think the genius of this film is that it lets you get inside the psyche of this character, this damaged sociopathic freak show who is he's terrifying in some scenes, but at the same time, at the end of the film, when he gets his 2 vans, and he's kind of running the thing after he killed Bill Paxton's character by tampering with his van, and he got Riz Ahmed's character killed just for the shot and because he kind of threatened him. That's the third time where his power is kind of threatened, because Riz Ahmed realized that he had some bargaining power, and of course Gyllenhaal didn't like that. So what did he do? He got rid of him so he can expand, buy 2 more vans, hire a new group of people, and at the end of the film it leaves off on like an upbeat but kind of twisted note, because at the same time you're like, at first I was rooting for this guy to be successful, and now you're like, he's gonna kill all these poor interns that he has hired, but he manipulated his way up to the top. And I think it's very telling of our real world and how some people in positions of power have manipulated and twisted their way up into that position of power, and once they're there, it's kind of hard to take them down, because I don't know, they're crazy, they know exactly what to say, they know how to get under people's skin, and he's just a fascinating character to follow. So this is definitely by far my favorite performance of his, even though he's great in almost all of his films. I love him in October Sky, in Prisoners, in Donnie Darko especially. He's very, very good in that movie. And I did a video on that film, so if you guys want to see that in my 30-day film challenge, I will leave that in the cards below. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos that kind of analyze these 30 films in this series that I've been doing. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing a video on, I believe, The Prestige. And that movie is excellent. Again, it has Hugh Jackman. I'm doing a bunch of Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal videos, 2 of my favorite actors. So tomorrow I will be talking about The Prestige. So subscribe, leave a like, comment below what you guys thoughts of this film, and what is your favorite movie from your favorite actor/actress. I'm curious to know what you guys think. So thanks guys for watching the video, and I hope to see you all in the next one.